Namaste everyone. Dear students, let me begin this session by asking you a question. What comes to your mind when we say the word hero? What instantly comes to our mind when we say the word hero? Yes?
Someone who puts others before himself.
Others before himself? Yes? Okay, so this session is going to be about a hero. Today, we are going to redefine the definition of a hero, which is the general perception is, generally students, the youth of this age probably thinks a celebrity, a sports star is a hero, but we are going to redefine this definition of hero by quoting words of Sir Vineet Panchi. Heroes act. Heroes take risks, and as Shivam said, heroes do it for others. I repeat, heroes act, heroes take risks, and heroes do it for others. And today, we have gathered here to listen to the hero who acted rightfully, the hero who took the risk of his life, hero who thought about others before himself. Respected Madam Principal Mrs. Gulshan Kaur, Member of Kendra Committee Colonel D.S. Cheema ji, Madam Vice Principal Mrs. Sonia Pabi, fellow fraternity of educators and dear students. Let us join our hands and welcome the hero of real life, Army veteran and NSC Commander Brigadier Subhash Chander Rangi, retired Sena Medal and Vishish Sena Medal. Sir, we are indebted to you for giving us time to encourage and inspire our Bhavanites. Sir has given 35 years of his service as an army officer and led peacekeeping operations in Africa, raised 2 army units, one under peace condition and another in a warlike situation in Jammu and Kashmir. Sir even commanded the famous Kargil Brigade under hostile conditions and has been a force commander and National Security Guard. Sir, we salute you for this. Dear audience, on the ill-fated and dreadful night of November 26, 2008, known as 26/11 terror attacks in Hotel Taj, it was Sir who led the Operation Black Tornado in the Hotel Taj, Oberoi Trident and Nariman House. Sir, we are grateful and indebted to you and the heroes of your team. Thank you so much, sir. Sir is a TEDx speaker. Sir is a TEDx speaker and has been sharing his stories of bravery, gallantry and heroism with the budding youth. I must also mention and state that we at Bhavans are fortunate that under Project Veer Gatha, which was initiated under Gallantry Awards, a portal in the year 2021 with the aim to disseminate the acts of bravery of the Gallantry awardees and the life stories of these brave hearts, that we are getting a chance to raise the spirit of patriotism and instill values of civic consciousness among our youth. So, before we listen to the tales of valour, so as to say, listen to the Gatha, the Veer Gatha from the Veer himself, let me invite Colonel Cheema ji on stage to address us all. A huge round of applause, my dear students.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Principal Ma'am, Brigadier Rangi. It is a great pleasure and honor for me to be talking to you this morning. You see, heroes are heroes, and I am reminded of what Anybody knows what Sir Walter Scott said about heroes? Sir Walter Scott, anybody has heard his name? No. Have you heard about the Kohima epitaph, what is written there? In Kohima, British troops during Second World War, they lost lot of troops. And there is a memorial there, Kohima Memorial. Have you heard of that? Alright. Have you heard of Rizangla? Rizangla and Major Shatan Singh? First Paramveer Chakra of Indian Army. Can anyone name him? First Paramveer Chakra of Indian Army. I, of course, am very passionate about what I am saying, but let me tell you what Sir Walter Scott said. He said, "Is there a man with soul so dead, who to himself hath never said, 'This is my own, my native land'? Love for your nation, love for your country." You see, there is a difference between patriotism and nationalism. Patriotism is love, respect, giving life for your country. Nationalism is much bigger and it goes beyond the borders of the nation. In a way, China or Pakistan or any other country is nationalistically correct, but they are otherwise they are aggressive. Okay, so what is this? And you know what that epitaph says at Kohima? That epitaph says, when you go home, tell them of us and say, "We gave our tomorrow for your today." The heroes who lay down, who make the supreme sacrifice, they go for our tomorrow so that it remains bright. My request to you is, armed forces is of course a great career. There is no doubt about it that it is one of the finest careers. This is the only career where when you join it, you give a bond or a certificate or an affidavit to the government of India that I am prepared to lay down my life for the nation. There is no other profession like that. I hope you are aware of this. This is the profession where we go and sign the day we join. Every Jawan, every officer, everyone says that I will die for my country. And what can be better than the love, the best love, mother and motherland. I think that is the love which nobody can ever, and we remain indebted to this. And I dare say, Brigadier Rangi will be talking about Ratan Tata, the great man. I have been talking about Tatas in general in various forums. And I know so much about Tatas and about they were not Indians. They came from Iran originally. But their love for India was such that anything and everything you touch, any educational institution, anything you think of, even Indian Institute of Science has a stamp of Tatas. So Tata's love for India is legendary. And I think somebody who loves his or her motherland is a great person. So my request to you, I will not come between you and Brigadier Rangi. I won't take time. I only want to request you that, you see, we are all residents of India, but we are not citizens of India. You know, citizen has a lot of responsibilities. We have yet to become citizens. We are residents, all right. So become good citizens, love your motherland, do well in your whatever profession you are doing. Because today you are in a position where anything you do well can become your profession. There was a time when there were 3 professions only when I was a child of your age: engineering, medicine and teaching. Now there are more than 30,000 professions, and I feel People are making tons of money by making reels only. I get surprised to see that. So anything you do well to the best of your ability will make you a great success. And success is, please remember my advice, if you understand it, you will be able to use it. Success is when you find what you love. Don't do what others say. Don't do what your parents say. Don't do what your teachers say. I am talking of career options, not otherwise. Do please listen to your teachers, parents, everyone. But career-wise, do what you think is right. Where your heart is, what you love to do. Only then you will be highly successful. Thank you so much. And I once again welcome Brigadier Rangi. Thank you so much for accepting our request to be here. And now you are welcome to address me. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We welcome you and the stage is all yours. Would you like to have this, sir?
Well, Cheema sir, Principal ma'am, respected members of the staff of this elite institute, and my dear students, the children. It's a great privilege to be here amongst you and share my experiences with you all of my life and part of selected few of my life. Can you all hear me at the back? Rear row in the balcony. Raise your hand if you can hear me well. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Today I am here to share my experiences. Fundamentally, I will restrict it to 26/11 because very next month is the month of November, and on 26th November 2008, how many of or are born after 2008? Raise your hands. Yeah, a lot of you. Thank you. Thank you. Great. So sharing with you all is a unique experience because probably some of you might take it historical event hai ye to. Yes, it is. And it's historical basically because it happened as a unique incident in India, orchestrated from across the border, our adversaries, and was being telecasted live the world over. To share an experience, one of my friends called me during this operation, and just coincidentally I happened to be just outside Taj Palace where the media was, and she asked me, "Where are you, Subhash?" because there are some operations going on and I believe NSG is there, National Security Guard is there. I hope you are in Manesar only. I answered her, "Yes, I am in Manesar," because I didn't know that it was coming live. I said, "I am in Manesar, I am safe, don't worry." He said, "No, I know you are in Bombay." How it all started was on 26th evening around 9:30. As the story came up later, 9:30 to 10:15, there were a lot of shootouts and blasts in Mumbai. And they were being undertaken, I'll take you a little back, they were being undertaken by 10 militants who had started off from Karachi in Pakistan in their own boat in the deep sea waters. They overpowered one of the Indian origin boat. You know, all these boats are registered in their respective countries. So they switched off from their own boat to the Indian registered boat. The occupants, one of them was eliminated, the other was tied down. And these people could enter thereafter Indian waters and the Indian coast and landed in Kolaba. How many of you have been to Mumbai and seen Kolaba? Good, great. There's a fisherman area, fisherman huts are there. They landed in that area. All 10 of them with their packs and weapons, weapons folded inside. And they knew what is to be done. Quietly, in the hours of darkness, say around 7:38, around that time, they all got onto the land, got into the taxis or cars and headed to their respective destinations. Somebody heading for Taj Palace, somebody heading for Oberoi. Taj Palace, Oberoi are hotels in Mumbai. Somebody headed for Nariman House, someone for the biggest railway junction, Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, CST. Somebody for a Leopold Cafe, somebody for a hospital. They wanted to create mayhem. They wanted to create maximum casualty. Why? Because they wanted to project their mission or whatever ill-conceived or misconceived opinion about what they are wanting. They means the militants, they means their Akas, and their Akas mean our adversary across the border. They were given the orders that you have to go there at so-and-so place. Teams were formed, two at 5 different places. They went to a little more than 5 different places, but ultimately culminated to 3 places. They homed on to these 3 places. How many of them reached finally is a big question mark, because we intercepted them, our police intercepted them, our security forces intercepted them en route. They were supposed to be getting into Taj Palace, Nariman House and Oberoi Trident. So this is in a nutshell. When we all got this news around 9:15, 9:20 was the first blast, first shootout, second shootout. After every 10 to 15 minutes there was a fresh shootout or an IED blast or a hand grenade blast at different locations. Some of the blasts were quite far off, nowhere nearby, probably to divert attention. So the police headquarters of Mumbai, Maharashtra Police, and their counter-terrorist force, they got an opportunity and they rushed for this. Initially, Maharashtra Police, they anticipated it to be a inter-gang rivalry. And they said, we got the news, the central government, we means National Security Guard, and National Security Guard comes under federal government, the central government, CPOs. CPOs are central police organizations. National Security Guard is part of the central police organization. And they said, let me share with you that law and order is a state subject. It's not a federal subject. Each state is supposed to be taking care of its own law and order situation. So Maharashtra state said, we'll take care, not to worry. We'll resolve it. It's an inter-gang rivalry. They activated the entire police hierarchy and entire police force and all. They all came on roads to intercept and to control the situation. But ultimately, when Mr. Kargil and party, counter-terrorist squad of Maharashtra police, supposed to be the elite in Maharashtra at that time, they all rushed, and in that jiffy, in that chaos, they were getting communication from here and there. Arey yahan aa gaye, wahan aa gaye, yahan bhi blast hua, wahan bhi blast hua. When they were all heading in general area Chowpatty, they were intercepted by Kasab and party. Kasab and party, after having fired in one of the hospitals, they started going towards the Taj Oberoi, that is Kolaba area, and they intercepted, or they got one of the taxis or one of the private cars, got into it, that car broke down, and ultimately they were knowing that police is following them. So they took shelter behind one of the pillars or one of the posts, and when the police vehicle came in, they fired at it at random, both of them, Kasab and his buddy, and unfortunately for this police team, except one, all got killed on the spot, including Mr. Kargil. That's the time Maharashtra police realized that no, it's something beyond their capability, and something more powerful has landed in Mumbai to create problem for us. And that's when the National Security Guard got a signal that you got to activate and mobilize now. National Security Guard is supposed to be one team means about 140 people, plus dog and bomb disposal, etc. Total composite team of about 200 people is ever ready at half an hour notice. Our packs, our weapons, everything is kept at the gate. You keep working wherever you are, but when you get a call, you rush to the gate or wherever the weapons and ammunition is kept, and put on your weapon equipment and move to the airport. The aircraft is kept ready, waiting for you. In case somebody is outside the gate or outside somewhere, then his weapon and pack is brought to the airport. Like it happened in my case. On that day I was here in Chandigarh, and I moved out from here. My weapon, ammunition, everything was taken and flown into Mumbai. I joined them Mumbai. We landed at morning around 5:30, got into the Maharashtra Transport bus services, got into the destination area of Taj Palace, Oberoi and Nariman House. While en route, we briefed them about the layout of general lie of hotels, what it comprises of, how generally the hotels are structured. Normally on ground floor and first floor, you have your swimming pool, the waiting areas, lounges, restaurants and bars, etc. And maybe second floor or third floor or fifth floor onwards are the guest rooms. So we briefed, gave them general idea while in the aircraft to all the commandos, and told them how to negotiate and how to go about the whole operation when we land there, because probably this kind of manpower will not be available once we land there. Everybody will be getting into their own buses, everybody will be heading for their own destinations. This is how the briefing took place en route to the target area. We reached the destination area, met one of the very senior, rather I think he was the DGP Mumbai Police, my number 2, Colonel. He landed there and he asked him, sir, what do you have to share with me? Where are the militants? How are they, and how many are they, and where are they, what are they carrying, how they look like and all. Probably he did not know anything, and he said, Colonel, you are the best, you are the expert, and I just know that this is Oberoi, and there are 2 militants. I am told that there are 2 militants inside this. I don't know where exactly they are. I said, okay. not to worry, we'll take care. Luckily, one of the officers of a special force who was on leave, he was also there that time in Oberoi. He had taken shots, he had prepared a video film, and he shared this video film with us. And that's how we learned how they entered, from where they entered, what all they look like, and what all these people are carrying. At all the three places, we made the firm bases. I'll not elaborate too much how we went about. Firm base means the area where you have your foothold. It is a safe place. You keep your heavy equipment, weapon, ammunition, and administrative requirement material there. Like you make a firm base here in the hall, and thereafter you get into your classroom, that block, this block and all, and start carrying out the search. And this is made safe by providing guard all around. Everybody knows, should you require extra ammunition, should you require extra weapon, send somebody to this base, collect and fall back to your place. So this is the kind of activity we undertook to start with. We did not know. At all the three places, we did not know where the militants are, how they look like. We were getting inputs through media, through the local people. In Nariman House, Mr. Gabby was there. One of their maids, she gave the input how they look like and how many they are and those kind of things. Because when they entered, she was the one who slipped out with the baby. Mr. Gabby's child was carried by the maid, and that child incidentally is almost about 18 or 20 years today in Israel. He is still alive. So that's how we got the inputs. About Nariman House, we learned only on landing that militants are there in Nariman House also. Otherwise, we were expecting them to be only at two places, that is Taj, Oberoi, Taj and Oberoi, these two places. So we had to cater for some additional forces, accretional forces who landed there. Now, word about how well prepared these people were. They were well prepared, probably through their recce, through their shoots, video shoots, photographs, and they were quite well rehearsed. They were aware about the lie of the hotels, how to go. Otherwise, a person starting from that fisherman hutment area to directly to Oberoi or Taj or Nariman House, it takes some time to reorientate and get onto that. Especially Nariman House is almost about 500 to 600 meters inside the complex, where almost all buildings are 5 to 6 storied, and to straightaway go and hit the same destination, the specific house, is quite difficult. Probably these people had carried out recce. Mr. Headley, you would have heard. How many of you know about Mr. Headley? Any? Raise your hand. I can see one or two hands. Yeah. Headley is a person who's of US origin, but his parents are one from Pakistan, the other one from the US. He, as a US citizen, had got in touch with Pakistanis, visited India, and he is supposed to have carried out all this recce, photographs, videos, etc. And thereafter, all these recce, videographs, photographs helped them in Pakistan, these 10 people, to orientate, practice, rehearse, and carry out the operations. Now, coming with the word about the operations in Oberoi. Oberoi, we went through the fireman's ladder or the fireman's staircase. There is supposed to be lift in various areas in a hotel, and one exclusive staircase area is supposed to be there. Incidentally, when the operation started, there was no power supply and no water supply in these hotels. Everything was seized. Similarly, in Nariman House, the militants themselves, they disabled the lift as well as the staircase. They put explosives on the staircase and disabled the lift so that nobody can go up. So in Oberoi, we went through the staircase right on top. Ground floor was with us, safe. We made our base. Top, we searched around. In the meantime, simultaneously, the nearby buildings were occupied by our snipers. Sniper is supposed to be a person sitting with binoculars or telescopic binocular with a gun, and he can take a shot maybe at 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer from here, pinpoint on the head. So our snipers were all around the top floor of Oberoi, top floor of Taj, or sides from Taj, because Taj doesn't have, in two particular directions, it doesn't have any high-rise buildings. It's got Arabian Sea on one side and the Gateway of India. I'm talking that area, those who have seen that. So we made use of that innovative ideas. Forklifts were there, JCBs were there. So people were put onto the forklifts, onto the JCBs. Initially, before we reached, this equipment was utilized to extricate the guests. We had also conveyed to our commandos, you will find a lot of guests from so-and-so floor to so-and-so floor. Please do not, I repeat, do not open fire unless you are very sure that either there is a fire from his side, that is the enemy side, or we are sure that the man is escaping and is a suspect. Otherwise, we will be eliminating a lot of our own civilian friends. And those civilian friends included not only the Indians, but all over the world. Almost about 40 countries guests were there. So that's how we went about in Oberoi, bottom and top, and thereafter start flushing. And in Oberoi, we found the militants hiding in room number 1861, 18th floor, room number 1861. We finally homed on to that, made sure that it is safe and no civilians or no friends are there, and thereafter we eliminated these two people inside room number 1861. We will not get into too much of details of how we eliminated, how long it took and all. Yes, overall the operation took us almost about 48 hours. Basically for the reason that we did not want to have collateral damage. No civilians were harmed or eliminated through our own friendly fire. And we made sure that after we reached, everybody was evacuated gradually from the buildings, and then only we started the operation. Otherwise, it would have taken just, we knew general area, 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms. These 4 rooms, probably the militants are there. You fire a rocket, one rocket on each room, and the 4 rooms are eliminated within half an hour, 45 minutes. The rooms are down. Probably the militants are also burnt inside. But we did not want to get to that kind of a destruction. There was minimal destruction caused to the property and the building. Nariman House was a different operation altogether, because the nearby buildings were almost about 10 to 15 feet apart. So one could not jump from the nearby building. There were 5, 6, 7, 8 story. We occupied the nearby buildings, deployed our snipers, and we utilized the services of the Indian Air Force. Helicopters were brought in to lift the commandos from the helipad and lowered it onto the rooftop. Ground floor, since it was IEDs and explosives were there, we did not enter the ground floor of this particular house. We surrounded the house, made it safe, and landed from top, and top to bottom or top down we approached that. The militants in Nariman house were in the 4th floor. I hope I'm not getting too monotonous. I hope you all are following. Yes, tracking me? Yes, okay, now we are at Nariman house. Nariman house is supposed to be Israelis' rest house, guest house, worship, place of worship. You use it like a srai or a dharamshala, where you also have a pujari of Israeli origin. They would do puja, they would entertain the guests or Israeli citizens, provide them rest, food, etc. And that is how you maintain these. There is one in Delhi also. Unfortunately, Mr. Gabi and his wife, there were 2 more ladies. They were made hostages in the 4th floor. When we landed, cleared top floor, the rooftop, and cleared floor number 5. The moment you start coming down from floor number 5 down into floor number 4, there was a staircase, and we encountered a lot of heavy volume of fire. There were 3 rooms there. The moment you make a small movement, there would be a fire onto you. We tried firing onto them from the nearby places, neighboring house, neighboring floor to rooftop, but to no avail for us. They were so smart, so well prepared, that they would take shelter into the bathtub. Get into the bathtub. Bathtub outer surface has got granite, and granite would deflect the bullet. You hide inside the bathtub, you keep firing at him, unless the weapon, caliber of the weapon is very heavy, the bathtub will not break. The moment you roll a grenade inside the room, grenade will blast, but the guy is inside the bathtub. He will just peep in. The moment you keep silence, he will just peep out, fire a bullet at the entrance, saying, I am still alive. You come, I am waiting for you. So that took us quite some time at all the 3 places. Finally, it was Havaldar Gajendra and his buddy who were heading the entire hit. Hit means house intervention team. We form a small team of 6 men, giving responsibility to each one of them. So the leader was Havaldar Gajendra. To his bad luck, he got a spray of bullet on his chest, and though the bulletproof jacket protected him, but unfortunately on the side you have a clamp. वो चिपकने वाला कपड़ा होता है, वो यहाँ आता है. From the side, one of the bullet pierced through and unfortunately damaged his entire chest or the internal organs. He survived for some time, but anybody making an attempt to pick up the body again was fired upon. So he said, okay, let's wait. We tried from windows, we tried from the neighboring building again, and finally we had to pour in a lot of hand grenades, smoke grenades, chemical. Smoke grenade contains lighter form of chemical, and finally from the neighboring building, when we pumped in a lot of hand grenades, etc., those splinters sobered them down inside. And that is when our team, the engineering team, went on the 4th floor and blasted one of the walls, which was behind the militants. Entrance was here, the wall was on the behind them. We blasted the wall and charged them from behind. That's how we eliminated them. We found, unfortunately, Mr. Gabby and both the civilian ladies, they were all down with their hands tied, their mouth taped. They appeared to have died almost about 8 to 10 hours before we reached there. Probably we could get the intercepts, international intercepts, saying that the militants अंदर थे, when they knew that they are going to be eliminated, जाने नहीं देंगे हम. They were praying to the Almighty कि हमें निकाल लो. अपने आका से बोल रहे थे वो पाकिस्तान में कि हमें निकाल लो, हम मारे जा रहे हैं, अंदर हमारा दम घुट रहा है because of the smoke grenades and all. So that is where I say hero. Probably the definition was correct, but I would like to add one word there. Who puts his life before the other's life. Otherwise, we have a lot of other leaders who put themselves ahead of others. जब कुछ खाने का या पैसे का मामला आता है तो मैं आगे आऊँगा, बाकी पीछे आ जाएंगे, मेरे पीछे कोई बात नहीं. बट जब जान की परवाह होती है, जान की बनती है, वहाँ आपका हीरो कौन है? That is the real hero. And Havaldar Gajendra in Nariman House was the real hero. Similarly, in Taj Palace, after finishing this, our troops, they had got little exhausted. They had not eaten anything. They had not slept for more than 24 hours or almost 36 hours now. So we rested a few of them and carried on. When I went, I was in Nariman House to start with. Then I went over to Taj Palace and I called over the officer in charge there, Colonel Shauran. He is General Shauran now, posted in Allahabad. I said, tell me one thing, do you have somebody on the Arabian Sea side? There was only a road about maybe 40 feet wide between the Taj Palace and the sea. Parapet wall है, उसके ऊपर से कूद के बंदा इतना जा सकता है. He said, sir, I am short of troops and I have not catered for. I said, you must do it immediately. Then only when we start putting pressure on them, this is one side probably a militant will take an opportunity, jump out of the window, and if he is across the parapet wall, he is into the sea and he is thereafter, we cannot trace him. So we instantly put one hit, house intervention team, 6 people there, and that worked for us. The last person in the entire operation who got eliminated wanted to jump out of the window, get onto the road and get onto the seaside. And he was, when he was jumping out of the window, he was hit mid-air. Our people were sitting down like this. Hello. Our boys were sitting like this. He jumped out through the window and when he was about to land, he was shot in mid-air. Fell flat and the game was over. Similarly, you all would have seen Taj Palace catching fire twice. First one was during the second night in the evening, and second fire was second night early morning. Second night means night of 28 और 29 की रात को. 28 की रात को मिलिटेंट्स ने आग लगाया था उसमें, और 29 की रात को इंसिडेंटल फायर हो गया था. When they were roped in, or when they were roped in and surrounded from all directions and pushed into only two places. Wasabi restaurant was on first floor, and one of the bar, the oldest bar we have, was on the ground floor. Here was a very interesting incident. Bar, I'm forgetting the name of the bar. Bar was in the corner, Wasabi restaurant on top, and from the bar was a spiral staircase, like you have a ladder. Similar staircase was there. The waiter would carry the drinks onto the restaurant and come back and carry the snacks, etc. I hope I'm not going out of time, ma'am. Okay. There were four people. There were four people inside Taj Palace. Two from the Leopold Cafe had also joined them. Two initially landed in the Taj Palace, and two joined from Leopold Cafe. We did not know how many they were. So we had eliminated two of them. Probably the last two were still hanging on. We tried to flush entire thing from the entrance, on the floor, along the floor, with the torch and without the torch, sprayed the bullets all around, pushed maximum smoke grenades, pushed maximum hand grenades, but they would not. At the end of the fire, they will just fire a bullet at the entrance and tell us we are still alive. Because those people were on the spiral staircase, got about 8 to 10 feet above the ground. And the staircase would provide them protection from below and the side. They would just peep up on the first floor, fire a same kind of bullet or a hand grenade on the entrance of the first floor and tell us we are on first floor also. When you fire on the first floor, they'll duck down, get below the ceiling level, and they are safe again. We did not know about it, how to handle it and all. Then luckily around 5:30, 5:30, 6 o'clock, we said, let's give them a final push. And luckily in that Wasabi restaurant, my team was already on them in the kitchen. The hall was still occupied by the militants, and they said, sir, there is a fire here and we are getting suffocated due to the smoke. I said, okay. Major Kandwal was there. Major Kandwal, I said, just hold your horses for 2 minutes. You can put on the wet cloth on your mouth, on your nose. With wet cloth, you can do away with the effects of your smoke grenade and chemical. Whenever you come across any kind of chemical warfare or any kind of gas, wet cloth which is available to you instantly is the most useful weapon available to you next door. As a child, as an adult, or whenever you come across, just try and use this. I said, okay, you use your wet cloth, 2 minutes, give me 2 minutes, and we'll flush them out now. Similarly, the bar also caught fire, curtains and all started burning, and we were waiting. The fire tender was, I was standing next to the fire tender. I said, we will let it be in flame till a particular level, thereafter we'll extinguish the fire. And within these 2 minutes, the persons who were on the ground floor, one got eliminated, the second one flew out through the window, and he got eliminated in the mid-air on the road. Now the whole operation terminated with a grand success, and thereafter we took care. We had 2 casualties. Major Uni Krishnan, I am sure you must be knowing his name. He made the supreme sacrifice in Taj Palace, and Havaldar Gajendra again laid down his life in Nariman House. Both got Ashoka Chakra. During the operation, during landing and all, we got about 11 boys. Some got the burnt wounds or the injuries, some got fractures, some got bullet injuries, and you will be surprised. Jako rakhe saiya maar sake na koi. there were two people I had. One, Captain Sir, his earlobe was taken off by a bullet. Similarly, in Nariman House, Major Sandeep, he was the 2IC, he was just firing apart by about 10 to 12 feet. Nariman House में विंडो में किचन में मिलिटेंट्स थे दो, और इधर ये दो, ये संदीप and his buddy, they were taking a chance to shoot each other, and suddenly Major Sandeep found that the man was already waiting for him. Now whosoever takes the shot, the other man is gone. Since he was already waiting for him, moment he popped up, Sandeep, moment he popped up, he fired, thak. Again, the grill saved him. तो बहादुरी में डरना नहीं है. Take a chance, first opportunity you get, go for it. Similarly, in your life, civil life also, it's not only in case of war. Similarly, in life, wherever you have your gut feeling that now is the time for me to take a chance, take a leap, and you'll 99% you'll be a success. I'm done with this. Now I'm ready to take on any questions or anything you have. Yeah, please.
Which gun did you use?
Sorry?
Which gun did you use?
It's an imported weapon. Small little. We have number of them actually, snipers and other things. Like in the valley, normally we use AK-47. In NSG, we have a smaller kind of a Uzi, shorter than the AK-47 also. You'll get better. The guns are getting better and better day by day. So let's forget about the specific part of the weapon or the ammunition. You'll get better as you grow up. You'll get best of the guns, let me assure you that. Yeah?
Sir, after the civilians and guests were cleared, why didn't you fire the rocket and kill the militants?
After the guests and the civilians were cleared of the building, why didn't we fire rocket and eliminate the militants? Firstly, we did not know their exact location. So therefore we had to start flushing out. After securing the base, start flushing out floor by floor. Like in Oberoi, we started from 21st floor, rooftop, and then 21st floor, 19th, 20th, 19th, 18th. 18th we encountered them. Similarly in Paz, we did not know where exactly they were. When we started clearing from top, we started from 6th to 5th to 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and then 1st. We encountered them. We used to encounter them on maybe 2nd also, but they would hide again. We were not all over the entire hotel or entire building. We were making sure that there is nobody behind me other than my own body, other than my own protection, in order to minimize. My motto used to be in National Security Guard, we go 100, we come back 100. Whatever number we take, we come back the same number. That was my motto. Of course, very difficult to be achieved. क्योंकि कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना पड़ता है. Here we lost 2 lives. But still one can try the best. Yeah, there was a question there behind. Otherwise, the children will start feeling कि सामने बैठना चाहिए था मुझे. मैं वहीं आऊँगा आपके पास. I expect questions from balcony also. Balcony is the senior lot or the junior lot? Senior.
Sir, have you watched the movie The Taj? And if yes, how much of it is accurate?
I've read a book also, I've watched films also, but as far as the NSG is concerned, these films are basically covering the general picture as painted by the civilian, any civilian, through narration or by the police, how they perceived, how they encountered, etc. But from NSG point of view, NSG angle, nobody has made a film because we never disclosed or declared all these activities what were undertaken by us. We never declared it to anybody except bringing out highlights and bringing out lessons how to go about it. Yeah.
Namaste, sir. Sir, as you only mentioned that it will be 16 years now to this attack.
Yeah.
So in these 16 years, we have observed that there are a lot of changes in technologies, arms and innovations. So how do you feel that if this technology would have been there at that time, so how would it have helped you?
Yeah. We would have felt a lot great. My major problem was communication, because the normal communication what we have as on date is you would have seen guards with sentries talking Motorola के through ना airport पे भी आपने देखा होगा Motorola के through बात करना है. So we had the Motorola pinned here and the security commando would talk, yes, I can hear or I can see and all. Whereas thereafter we went in for the throat mics. The moment you whisper, the moment you breathe, even that is heard to your counterparts. Counterparts means your friends. So if you get better quality, especially equipment we are interested, weapons we have. Weapons will keep on coming, but equipment is also equally important. Thereafter we also came through Israelis, see-through wall mounted see-through kind of a X-ray, which can indicate, you mount that on the other side of the wall and it will indicate the number of activities taking place inside the hall. And if that happens, then you know that inside the hall there are two people, one in that corner, the other one next to the door. So that would have helped us. Robos came up. Robos we have at present. So a lot of improvement has taken place, but there is never a limit to that.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Incidentally, let me share with you all. You would hear that NSG got delayed in deployment, काफी देर हो गई थी, पहले जाना चाहिए था and all. पहले तो जाना चाहिए था, but since I made a mention that law and order is under the state, it's a state subject. So unless the state invites the center, okay, the situation is beyond us, the center would not like to intervene unless there is an obvious or a dire threat to the security of the country. Then the center can intervene and overrule the state's decision. But notwithstanding that, we have created 4 new hubs. So thereby in these metros, should there be a situation, the NSG is already sitting there. One is Mumbai itself, second is Calcutta, third is Chennai, and fourth is Hyderabad. So we have Chennai and Hyderabad will cover the southern part of the country, especially during winters. You get a lot of fog and smog. So it becomes very difficult for an aircraft to take off during the hours of darkness or during difficult time talking. It's not impossible. Aircraft can take place, can land also. So because of that bad weather, there is always a dichotomy. To ensure that that is no more a hindrance, we have already troops placed there at these 4 places, in addition to the elements what we have next to Delhi in Manesar. Yeah. Yes?
My question was that how do you keep awake for such times like 48 hours during work?
How do you keep awake for such a long time? Let me share with all of you. Let me share with all of you. Our human body is such a great structure. It can withstand anything. It can withstand rigors, it can withstand hunger, it can withstand thirst. और उसके ऊपर जब जान पे बनी है तो आंखें बंद नहीं होंगी भाई. Like in commando, generally, let me also share with you that National Security Guard, all commandos who got posted there are all volunteers. After you volunteer, you come from army, you come from CISF, BSF, CPOs, CRPF, etc. And then you undergo a 3 months training. During training, those who can't withstand, they go back. Almost about 30 to 40% are failures. They go back to their respective departments and they are not absorbed in NSG. And those who are absorbed in NSG, they are trained for at least 2 months in a year to undergo the similar situation. And after training, they are put on the operational role. So it's a cycle. Immediately after the operational role, they are given leave to go back, rest, recoup, meet your family, and again come back. Come back for training, again get ready for operations. It's a cycle. Yeah. Yes? Oh,
sir, we have questions in balcony as well.
Okay, good, great.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, ji.
Sir, my question is, there were some reports that time that one media house did not cover the whole episode in a very responsible way. Could you please help us get more information about that?
Okay. It happened during the Kargil war or Kargil operations. When you hear one of the lady reporter saying that mere piche gun chal raha hai, and within no time the counter bombardment from Pakistan was there, and she was told to close down the camera, close down everything and head for a shelter. Similarly, during NSG operations in Mumbai, live coverage was going on, and thereafter the government of India made it a policy that you can cover the operation, but it has to be delayed by at least 45 minutes. So it is telecasted after 45 minutes thereafter. A policy has already been enforced on this. Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
Namaste, sir. I had a question about a current topic, that is POK. I would like to know your stance on POK and how, do you think that the government in the center affects operations undertaken by the defense forces? Does it have a huge impact on the defense forces? What kind of government is at their center?
Good, thank you. POK, you know, Kashmir is divided. One portion is with us, the other portion is with the Pakistanis, our adversaries. And you know, if we can't decide upon the division of Chandigarh between Punjab and Haryana, then the decision to divide or absorb or consolidate POK is much bigger. Only time will tell. Presently, it's going to be very, very long, I would say, prolonged warfare in case we go for occupation of POK or Pakistan endeavors to get onto the Indian side. I think that is fair enough. I'm sure Ukraine and Russia, who are confronting these days, Ukraine and Russia, ma'am, good, yeah. Ukraine and Russia, the war is almost going to be 2 years old now. And they are just, it's a tug of war. एक बार वो खींच लेते हैं, एक बार वो खींच लेते हैं. यही, let's draw a lesson from Russia and Ukraine. It's not going to be simple. They are competing 2 years and they are nowhere still. Yeah?
That you said that wet cloth was used to reduce the effect of smoke spraying. And what if a wet cloth or
water not available at that time?
Maybe the driver. Wet cloth. Wet cloth will reduce the effect of smoke or the chemical warfare during operations, etc. आपने यहाँ सड़क पे riot control का भी वो देखा होगा, पुलिस वाले जो फायर करते हैं, that's also a kind of a chemical. वो tear gas होता है. So उसमें भी अपना जो rioters कह लो या जो भी whatever agitation is going on, they also use the wet cloth. Yeah.
You were in a city like Bombay, and also the attacks were in hotels. So, were you helped by the staff or other members that were at that time present there, and how?
So sorry to cut you over here. Just a moment, sir. Since we have paucity of time, that's going to be one last question. Sir, the saga of questions is endless. Even we had some questions for you regarding Ratan Tata, sir, but they have some exam today.
Okay, oh my God.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I think, sir, you need to pay another visit to our school to cater to their questions.
Okay. This was the last question. Okay, I promise one thing. Before we close down, I promise one thing. I've got a lot of stories. The real ones. I've got a lot of stories, the real ones, across the globe. Starting from Africa to J&K to training the militants and helping us out and living amongst the militants or the surrendered militants and helping out our own army. Yeah, can you repeat this question?
That you were in a city like Bombay, and at that time when you like
help through the civilians. Yeah, most important. We did get all possible help. Like we never had to bother about our food and water and guidance. Guidance within the hotel staff. Of course, not the entire staff, but selected few were waiting for us to help us out. Suppose you say Wasabi restaurant. I don't know, as a lay person, I don't know where Wasabi restaurant is. So the hotel staff can escort me to Wasabi restaurant or the bar or whatever swimming pool side, how to escape and how to go through the covered route and all. Hotel staff, the civilians and the Maharashtra police were more than helpful to all of us to provide us water, food, guidance, etc. I would say number 2 of Maharashtra police was sitting next to me, next to the operation room or next to the, I was sitting in the open. बिल्डिंग की दूसरी तरफ ऑपरेशन चल रहा है, हम बिल्डिंग के इस तरफ दीवार के साथ बैठे हैं और अपना प्लान कर रहे हैं, ये नहीं हुआ तो ऐसे कर लो, वो नहीं हुआ तो ऐसे कर लो, everything on the spot. So we were helped out without any doubt. Lot of help got extended to us. Okay, Ratan Tata. Let me share one small incident about Mr. Ratan Tata. I rate all Tata firms as number 1. Like Cheema brought out that if you have to ever serve in a government organization, armed forces are the ones. And if anybody who matches or somewhere nearby to the armed forces, it is the Tata services or the Tata institutes. He had extended all possible help within the Taj Palace, and post the operation, I met a very senior or elderly lady who was I think around 65 or 70 years. We requested her, Kathy sir, I am I think one of the top but 2 in the hierarchy. I have been serving with the Tatas for last 43 years. 43 years for a private person in a private company to serve for that speaks volumes about the organization and the institution. That means they have all the respect for their own workers and they do take care of their workers and their families. We met Mr. Ratan Tata, who came in post the operation only on the last day. for about half an hour. We shared a cup of tea and a little chat with him. He, of course, was in the lobby with a lot of water and blood floating around in the waiting lounge. And very nice of him that he landed. The moment we gave him a signal that yes, the hotel is safe now, he landed, and he was the first person of all the civilians to have come in from outside. Otherwise, yes, we did have some members of the staff from the hotel itself in both the places, Oberoi as well as Taj.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, like I said, I do make a promise before I leave this place. I have a lot of live situations from Africa, from India, from J&K and all over the country. We will share it next time. Anybody who wants to get in touch with me, most welcome. Ma'am, she's got my number. Cheema has got my number. Most welcome. I would like to share my knowledge. I would like to share my experiences. Thank you so much for having given me this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. I think we need to stand and respect the one who has faced the adverse situation with this stage of level. Thank you so much, sir. And yes, students, you may please sit everyone. Yes, because we are running short of time, sir, but must I say the kind of energy, the enthusiasm that they had, and they wanted to ask you questions. Sir, definitely we are going to meet next time. Thank you so very much, sir. May I now request Madam Principal and Cheema, sir, to present a small token of our regard to Sir Brigadier S.C. Rangi. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. We would just like to conclude this session by saying a few lines from this verse. मैं नमन करूं वंदन करूं वीरों का सम्मान. मैं नमन करूं वंदन करूं वीरों का सम्मान. आज विश्व भर में गूंज रहा है. आज विश्व भर में गूंज रहा है भारत देश का गौरव गान. भारत देश का गौरव गान. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you everyone.